Hi guys, so it's me, and I don't look my greatest right now, which you don't really want to hear out of a beauty review video. What is going on? Anyways, I'm super sick right now, as you guys know if you've watched any of my past videos, and I have a lot going on right now, but I promised somebody, actually 3 people, that I would do a more in-depth kind of look at the new Benefits They're Real push-up liner. Now, if you watched my Get Ready With Me video, which I will link up here, I showed you guys that, the first time me using it and then opening it as well. I went to the Gen Beauty convention by Ipsy in LA a month or 2 ago, and I was one of the lucky people who got to pick up the deluxe sample of the They're Real push-up liner. And like I said, if you go to that video, I'll link it. It shows you me opening it, which I believe is pretty similar to the full size. I don't know, I never purchased the full size and opened it, but I think it's pretty similar in how it was packaged. Here's the deluxe mini. As you can see, I actually do have a full size as well. This is how big the full size is. This is the mini. Full size is 0.04 ounces. The full size of this is gonna cost you around $24. There have been like pre-sales for people on Sephora and at Ulta and stuff like that. This actually was given to me by my friend. She was not as big of a fan of this, so she was kind enough to give it to me because I do like it, but do I love it? It's a decent size. I like the packaging. I think the packaging is really cool. The full size is might be a little bit easier to handle than the deluxe size. Again, the size differences like that. If you saw me applying it for the first time, it was a little alarming because usually there's like this orange little thing, stopper right here, and it's a gel liner, and the idea is you twist this up and then you just go on smoothly. The applicator is quite weird. It's like a rubber tire, like bicycle tire, I want to compare it to, type of applicator, and it's just like has a little slitted hole at the tip, and then when you twist this up the gel comes out. I'm not a huge fan of the applicator. Holes on my eyelid, and as you guys know, your eyelids are very sensitive, they're very thin, they're not an area where you want to do any damage or unnecessary damage to or pulling to if you can avoid it. I've noticed especially when I use matte eyeshadows, it pulls even more and drags, so I'm going to quote my friend Sam, there is a lot of room for error with this pen, because the second you kind of mistake and don't make a smooth line, you have to go over it. And unfortunately, every single time you go over it, your line tends to get a little bit thicker. So for me, because I've only used it like 3 or 4 times, I'm having a hard time making a very thin line or very thin winged liner when I want a thin liner. So all of the times I've used this, if you've seen on my Instagram, people have asked me, my eyeliner is like way bolder than it usually is. So I will say it's kind of tricky to get the hang of. Again, I don't like the applicator because it does pull on my eyelid. When I use shimmery eyeshadows for some reason, it doesn't pull as much, but there's that. It says you only need like 1 to 2 clicks per eye. I use like 3 or 4 clicks per eye. So my fear is that it's gonna dry out pretty quickly because it dries so quickly once you put it on your eye, like super quickly. And then it starts flaking if you keep going over the area because you're trying to fix it. So it dries really quickly, so I'm scared to see how fast it dries in the applicators, like either the small one or the large one. When I started using this one for the first time, it came out in clumps and it was already really dry, but people said that if you kept using it over and over again, it would get creamier, and it was getting creamier, and it was easier to use. But my fear again is how fast is it going to dry up after, you know what I mean? I don't like the price point on this. I think it's pretty pricey. The packaging is very nice, and maybe that's where the price is going to, but I don't think it's worth $24. Like, I don't think I would go out and purchase this for $24, in my honest opinion. But it's up to, to each their own, because a lot of people love this. So I will say it is very opaque. It does go on smooth if you can get the hang of it. But again, there's a lot of room for error because if you mess up, you have to go over it again and you have to be quick because it dries quickly. It lasts all day, I will say that. Love it? No. Like it? Yes. Would I pay $24 for it? No. If you want to go and experience it yourself, I highly suggest you go to a place like Sephora to purchase it, because that way if you're not pleased with it, you can take it back with no issues and then get your money back. But I would not buy it online because I know they say, oh, you can return it for free if you have any issues, but if you're like me, when you're sick of something or you don't like it, you want your money back immediately. You don't have to wait. I'm gonna really quickly show you how to use this. I'm gonna use the full size one this time, since I've never used it in full size. I just used the little one. And what you're gonna do, there is the tip, and I don't know if you can see, there's a little slit kind of, you can see a hole where all of this stuff is going to come out. So I'm going to click it up, and then you want to wait after you click it once, because it comes up, like, it keeps coming up as you click. Like, I kept clicking like 16 times when I first opened mine, and a lot came out. So we're going to do 2 clicks, nothing yet, another click, it's coming up, and we'll do one more for good measure. And here we go. Gonna get all personal right now, guys. Ooh, look at that dry skin patch. I don't have any makeup on right now. I thought I'd be less distracting, but now you're more distracted with all my imperfections on my face. I'm sick, remember that, guys. Okay, so I don't know if you can see me. Can you see me? Okay. So I'm going to see already. Way too big of a wing in my opinion, but I don't know. Alright. I hate doing the inner corner. It doesn't bend enough with my Asian eyes for the inner corner, so I have to like turn it and re-angle it. And I've stabbed myself quite a few times with this pen, and it does not feel good when you stab yourself because it's not a soft pen by any means. It's a hard one. So now we're on our 4th click for one application. Ow! 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 That did not feel good. Look at that. You can still see, and I just poked myself trying to get that. You see that like clear or the nude area where you can see my skin? Yeah, I'm not going to try to cover that up. I actually go back over usually with my Kat Von D pen to get closer to the eyelash. So in regards to being the closest hugging eyeliner, I don't think that's true. Again, now I'm on my 6th. I twisted it 2 more times to finish this up. Again, I'm not even going to try to cover up that area where you can see my skin because I don't want to poke myself. So there is one eye. And again, it looks pretty nice, but at what extent? You know, I could get the same exact look with my Stila, my Stila Stay All Day pen, which is $20, $4 less, or my Kat Von D tattoo one, which I will use to cover that up anyways, which you don't want to have to buy 2 expensive eyeliners to do one thing. I would just rather have one expensive eyeliner or moderately expensive because the Kat Von D again is $18. With my brush tip pen, I feel like I can get a sharper wing tip. This one, it's kind of difficult to get a very sharp one. As you can see, it's a little bit rounded at the tip. Again, it's very dark though. It dries very quickly, so there is no transfer because I'm so monolidded, but it is thicker. Does it make my eye look bigger, in your opinion? Probably. In my opinion, yes, it does make this eye look way bigger than this eye, but I think that's just because the line is so thick. Like I said, it's very difficult to get a very thin line with this pen, so if you like the delicate no makeup look, this is not going to be for you. That took 6 clicks on one eye, so we are going to start on the other eye now. Aren't I attractive? I'm like phlegm. Sorry. Another issue I have is the fact that it's very hard to duplicate this with to this eye using this, so we will try though. I know some people are probably going to say, why don't you do your wing tip last? Well, I always do my wing first. So there's that one swipe, and look how far away from the eyelash it is. So I'm going to click again 2 times to get it back up, and I'm going to try to fill in that thing without stabbing myself in the eye. And I can't do it. See? Look at that. Uh-oh. You probably can't see, but I can see in my mirror. It's kind of a little jagged and bumpy up top. It's not as smooth as I'd like it, so my instinct is to keep going over it over and over again to get it smooth, but I know better because if I do, it'll get super thick. So I'm going to use my Kat Von D pen to correct that. Try to make this tip a little bit sharper. Ow! Stab eye. So, yeah. So there you go. So, I don't know, I actually did a pretty good job at making each of them look the same, but Again, this is like my 5th time now using this pen. But see, look at that. I don't know about lash hugging. I would not call that lash hugging because now I'm gonna have to go over it. It's a brush tip, as you can tell. I'm just gonna use you guys as a mirror. Boom, see? I don't know, I think it's all preference, just like any makeup product is. I prefer the brush tip over to the rubber applicator. The rubber applicator just really, there's just a lot of room for error. If you mess up, you're kind of screwed, and nobody likes messing up on their eyeliner because I don't know about you guys, but I do all of my makeup first and then I do the eyeliner. And if I mess up on my eyeliner, that means I have to redo my whole face. So if when you're in a hurry, that's not necessarily the thing you want to have to do. Also, it's very hard to get off. It's just very, very opaque and thick, and it smears everywhere, and then you kind of have a raccoon look if you don't really, really wash your face. Now remember, I went over it again with my Kat Von D pen to get close to my lashes. Again, I like how opaque it is. I do like if I'm going for a thicker eyeliner, I do like this for that, but I don't think that it's worth all the hype. You know, the really simple to use, the simple application, the lash hugging. You guys saw I had to go over with a different pen and I stabbed myself in this eye and it was pretty painful. Also, it feels really heavy on my eyes right now. I can feel on my lids. Like, it almost feels like I'm wearing a very light fake eyelash. So I don't know. That's just me. That's my opinion. But again, I would not pay $24 for this necessarily. If you really want to try it and you think you might love it, again, pick it up at some place that has a good return policy and hang on to that receipt. But there you are. There's my opinion of the Benefits They're Real eyeliner. I apologize, I look like poo again, and this was so impromptu, but I wanted to get this video up before it was available in stores so that you guys could make an educated decision. But there it is, deluxe, this. So yeah, I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, thumbs up. If not, it's alright. But I will talk to you guys all in my next video. Bye.